All right, welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready.
Today we're diving into some big changes over at the Nasdaq 100. I mean, first of all, it just cracked 20,000 this week
Oh, yeah.
for the first time ever.
Huge.
Pretty remarkable stuff going
It's
on.
definitely a big moment.
And on top of that, we've got 3 companies joining the ranks.
Okay.
We got Palantir,
Palantir.
your MicroStrategy,
Mm-hmm.
and Axon Enterprise.
I've heard a lot of buzz, especially about Palantir.
Yeah, and Palantir actually jumped ship
Oh, yeah?
from the New York Stock Exchange just to be eligible for this.
Interesting. So they switched specifically to be on the Nasdaq 100.
Which I found pretty surprising.
That's a bold move.
But of course,
Record.
every company joining the party,
Yeah, one's got to leave.
another has to leave.
Right.
And one of those companies, Super Microcomputer,
Mm-hmm.
might be in more trouble than just getting kicked off the index.
So there's more to the story there.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to that.
All right. I'm intrigued.
So let's dive in and figure out why these changes are happening
Sounds good.
and what they tell us about the market.
Absolutely. It's always fascinating to see these kinds of shifts,
Yeah.
especially against the backdrop of, the NASDAQ hitting this new milestone.
Right, 20,000.
Yeah, it feels like just yesterday everyone was, worried about a downturn and
Oh well.
yeah, and now we're breaking through 20,000. It's
It's pretty crazy.
yeah, it's really a testament to the power of the tech sector to keep innovating and driving growth even amidst all this uncertainty.
Totally.
And breaking through that psychological barrier, I think suggests that investors are pretty optimistic about the future.
Okay.
But let's dig into the specifics here,
Right.
starting with these new companies joining the index.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Palantir's first up.
All right, Palantir.
They're all about AI and data analytics.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty hot topics these days.
Yeah, some of the hottest out there.
Yeah, and their stock has been soaring.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. No kidding.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So their move from the NYSE to the Nasdaq, that's definitely raising eyebrows.
Right.
I mean, this suggests that they're betting on the Nasdaq 100's prestige
Okay.
and visibility to attract even more investment.
I see.
It's a calculated move for sure,
Yeah.
and it seems to be paying off as investor interest in in AI solutions
Yeah.
continues to surge.
So their stock performance is tied to this wider excitement about AI.
Oh yeah, I would say so for sure.
Is that what's driving the buzz?
Yeah, absolutely. Palantir provides the kind of software that governments and large corporations need to analyze just mountains of data,
Yeah.
and make these complex decisions.
I see.
It's exactly the kind of capabilities that are increasingly in demand
Yeah.
as AI shapes more and more industries.
All right. So next up, we've got MicroStrategy,
Okay, MicroStrategy.
and they're a bit of a wild card.
How so?
Well, they're heavily into Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, they've gone all in on Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
holding I think billions of dollars worth on their balance sheet.
Wow.
So what's interesting here is that investors in MicroStrategy,
Right.
they're essentially betting on the future of Bitcoin itself,
Interesting.
When Bitcoin surges,
Yeah.
MicroStrategy tends to follow suit.
Right.
But the reverse is true too.
Oh, okay.
So this adds a whole layer of complexity and risk to the Nasdaq 100,
Makes sense.
directly tying its performance to the notoriously volatile world of cryptocurrency.
Wow. So even if a company itself is doing well,
Mm-hmm.
their stock price can still be at the mercy of something as unpredictable as cryptocurrency.
Yeah, you got it.
It's pretty wild.
And remember all the buzz around Trump's potential return.
Oh yeah.
And his stance on crypto. Well, some people believe that his potential reelection actually contributed to the recent surge in Bitcoin,
Interesting.
which in turn boosted MicroStrategy's stock.
Wow. So
Talk about interconnectedness.
so even presidential elections
Yeah.
can impact the Nasdaq 100.
Absolutely.
That's That's pretty wild.
Crazy how it all ties together.
Okay, so that's two new companies bringing some very different flavors to the Nasdaq 100.
Yeah, very different.
What about the third one, Axon Enterprise?
Axon, yeah.
They're the folks behind tasers and body cameras, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got Axon's a leading provider of technology solutions for law enforcement.
Okay.
So so their inclusion, I think, speaks to this increasing demand for security tech,
Right.
driven by ongoing concerns about public safety and accountability. But it goes deeper than that, I think.
Oh, great.
We're seeing a convergence of technology and societal trends.
Yeah.
And Axon's right at that intersection.
That's a really good point.
It's an interesting space to watch for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot happening there.
It's pretty amazing how all three of these companies reflect these broader trends.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Palantir with AI, MicroStrategy with crypto, and Axon with this growing demand for security technology.
It's almost like a snapshot of where we are as a society.
Yeah, it's like a little time capsule.
Right, capturing these key trends and anxieties of the moment.
Totally.
It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I agree, and it highlights the importance of paying attention to these trends.
I think so.
Not just from an investment standpoint,
right,
but from a cultural perspective as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, these companies are shaping the world around us in some pretty profound ways.
No doubt, they're influencing everything from how we work to how we interact with each other, and even how we think about the future.
It's a lot to take in, but it's definitely worth paying attention to.
Agreed. And it's not just about the companies themselves. It's about understanding the forces that are driving these changes, and anticipating what might come next.
That's a great point.
So yeah, definitely a lot to unpack here.
All right. Well, we've talked about who's coming in to the Nasdaq 100. But what about the companies getting the boot?
Yeah, the other side of the coin.
We teased some trouble for Supermicro.
Right.
What's going on there?
Yeah, so they're facing some pretty serious allegations.
Oh, okay.
Missing deadlines for filing financial reports. That's never a good sign.
Not a good look.
Yeah, it raises red flags for investors.
Yeah.
And regulators alike.
Oh, wow.
And in Supermicro's case, there are whispers of accounting manipulation, which could lead to some serious consequences.
Yikes! So it's more than just getting kicked off the index.
Yeah, this could be a real blow to the company as a whole.
Oh, okay.
Their reputation is on the line.
Yeah.
And potentially their future.
What happens if they don't straighten things out?
Well, delisting from the Nasdaq is a real possibility.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so that means that their stock would no longer be traded on the exchange.
Oh, wow.
Making it much harder for investors to buy or sell shares.
I see.
It's a serious situation.
Yeah.
That could significantly impact their stock value and their future prospects.
It sounds like a cautionary tale for any company.
Yeah, for sure.
Even those considered heavy hitters.
Absolutely.
Transparency and compliance are crucial, especially in the financial world.
Couldn't agree more. It's a reminder that even companies listed on prestigious indexes like the Nasdaq 100, they're not invincible.
Makes sense.
Due diligence is key for investors. Always research thoroughly and be aware of red flags.
Okay.
Like missed filings or allegations of wrongdoing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Gotta be careful out there.
Okay, so that's Supermicro
right,
facing some potentially dire consequences.
Yeah, hopefully they can turn things around.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
What about the other two companies leaving the index?
Yeah,
Moderna and Illumina.
Moderna and Illumina. Okay.
What's their story?
Well, their situation is a bit different.
Okay.
Their departure is likely due to shifts in market capitalization.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, their overall value relative to the other companies in the index has decreased.
Okay.
It's it's not necessarily a reflection of poor performance on their part.
Oh, okay.
But rather a sign of how dynamic the market is. Companies are constantly jockeying for position.
Yeah.
And the Nasdaq 100 is designed to to reflect those shifts.
Okay.
So it's not always a bad sign to be removed from the index.
I see. So it can just be part of the natural progression.
Yeah, exactly. It's simply a part of the natural ebb and flow of the market.
Right.
Moderna and Illumina are still successful companies in their respective fields.
Yeah.
Their removal is more about, the evolving landscape of the index itself. Think of it like a constantly updating ranking system,
right?
Based on performance and market value.
So they're not necessarily in trouble or anything.
No, not at all.
They're just not the top dogs anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They've been outpaced by some faster growing companies. Yeah. But that doesn't mean they're not still doing well.
Right. That's a good point.
It's just the nature of the game.
All right, so we've covered all the ins and outs of this this Nasdaq 100 shakeup, but what does it all mean?
Yeah, the big question.
What are the big takeaways here?
Well, if we step back and look at the bigger picture, I think some clear trends emerge.
Yep.
The growing importance of AI and data analytics is undeniable.
Yeah.
Palantir's inclusion is a testament to that.
Yeah, it feels like AI is infiltrating every aspect of our lives these days.
Oh, absolutely.
From healthcare to finance to everyday gadgets. It's becoming unavoidable.
It's the future, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
And then there's the increasing influence of cryptocurrencies on the stock market. MicroStrategy's presence in the Nasdaq 100 is a clear sign that digital currencies are here to stay, whether we like it or not.
Right.
Their inclusion adds a layer of risk and volatility.
Yeah.
But it also opens up new possibilities for investors and companies alike.
It's like the Wild West of finance colliding with the the traditional establishment.
It's a fascinating clash of cultures.
Yeah, it's fascinating and a little bit scary at the same time.
A little bit of both.
What about Axon Enterprise?
Yeah.
What message are they sending with their inclusion?
Well, I think Axon highlights the growing demand for security and surveillance technologies.
Right.
Concerns about public safety and accountability are driving innovation in this sector. And and Axon is leading the charge, but it raises some important ethical considerations as well. As these technologies become more powerful and more pervasive, how do we ensure that they're used responsibly,
right,
and ethically?
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
For sure.
The potential benefits are clear, but there are also risks to privacy, and potential for misuse that we need to be mindful of.
Absolutely. We can't just ignore those potential downsides.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's something we can't afford to ignore.
Right.
We need to be having this conversation as a society
Totally.
About how we strike that right balance between security and individual liberties in a world where where technology is becoming increasingly intertwined with our lives.
And it's only going to get more intertwined.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
It's an interesting time to be alive.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a time of great change and uncertainty. but also a time of incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
It's all about how we navigate these changes.
Right. It's up to us to shape the future we want to see.
Yeah, we're not just passive observers. We're active participants in this unfolding story.
Totally. And that brings us back to Supermicrocomputer. Their situation, while unfortunate,
yeah, definitely
offers a valuable lesson for investors.
I think so, yeah.
Right? A reminder that due diligence is crucial. Don't just blindly follow the hype or assume that a company is invincible just because it's part of the Nasdaq 100.
Yeah, that's a dangerous assumption.
Yeah, it's tempting to think that, but
yeah, the market is full of surprises,
right?
And sometimes those surprises can be pretty nasty.
It's a wild world out there.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
So yeah, research thoroughly. Pay attention to red flags.
Yeah, trust your gut.
And always be willing to question assumptions.
Absolutely, don't be afraid to ask questions and challenge the status quo.
Right, because the financial world is constantly changing, and what's true today might not be true tomorrow.
That's the one constant in the market.
Right. That's a really good point.
You gotta stay on your shows.
Okay, so we've talked about what this Nasdaq 100 shakeup means for investors, for tech enthusiasts, and even for society as a whole.
Right. It's a reflection of the bigger picture.
But I'm curious. What about you?
Oh, me.
Yeah. What are your takeaways from all of this?
Let me see.
What stands out to you the most?
Well, I think what fascinates me is how the Nasdaq 100 acts as a barometer for the broader economy.
Oh.
These changes reflect shifts in global trends, technological advancements, and even political landscapes.
It's like a mirror reflecting the forces shaping our world.
Yeah, exactly. Constantly evolving and revealing new patterns.
It's pretty amazing to think about.
And that brings us to a thought-provoking question for everyone listening.
Okay, I'm all ears.
With all these changes, what sector or technology do you think will be the next big thing to shake up the Nasdaq 100?
That's a great question.
What's bubbling under the surface, ready to disrupt the status quo, right, and reshape the index in the years to come?
That's a great question to ponder.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about a lot lately.
It could be anything, really.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's a breakthrough in renewable energy, a revolution in personalized medicine.
Yeah, or perhaps something we haven't even imagined yet.
That's always a possibility.
The beauty of the financial world, and particularly the tech sector, is its constant evolution.
Right.
New ideas are always emerging, pushing boundaries and challenging the established order.
It's what makes it so exciting to follow.
Absolutely, it's like watching a living organism, constantly adapting and evolving.
Who knows what the next game changer will be?
Yeah, that's the mystery, the intrigue.
But one thing's for sure, the Nasdaq 100 will be there to reflect those changes.
Absolutely,
giving us a glimpse into the future as it unfolds.
It's a fascinating window into the world of innovation and disruption.
So keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Stay curious. And never stop exploring.
That's the key.
The world of finance is full of fascinating stories waiting to be discovered.
Agreed.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to uncover the next big thing that shakes up the Nasdaq 100.
It could be any one of us listening.
So yeah, that's it for this deep dive, everybody. We hope you enjoyed exploring the Nasdaq 100
Yeah.
all its intricacies.
It's a complex but rewarding world to explore.
Right. Remember, knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
And understanding the forces that shape the financial world can empower you to make smarter decisions and navigate the complexities of the market.
So keep learning.
Yeah.
Keep questioning. And keep diving deep.
Until next time.
Yeah. See you then.
I see ya.
Take care.